right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the special presentation today, which is all about Adronis and the New Earth Forum. So we are going to be talking a lot about New Earth understandings. Adronis is going to be coming through and sharing some insight relating to the New Earth. I'm just going to do a little bit of tweaking up with my background here because it looks like a little bit of fuzz. I'm kind of showing off this green screen right now, so you have to kind of bear with me for a second. I think I got too much light in my space here, so. Okay. So if it gets a little bit fuzzy in the background, oh well. I got too much light. I feel like I'm a cyborg or something. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to try and fix this up so it doesn't look too overwhelming here. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit better. Just have to kind of tweak the green screen here. I've actually replaced the old drape, so now it's the green screen that's behind me. So, like I said, you may see me a little bit of fuzz on me, but that's okay. We'll make do. But anyways, again, thank you all for being here today. So just before I get into the announcements, just a reminder that we won't be doing any healing requests today. This is mainly just because it's going to be an insight presentation for this week. But next week I'll be going to Philadelphia, so there will not be a New Earth Teachings Live next week. But the week after, there will be a New Earth Teachings Live, and I will be doing the healing requests once again. So healing requests will be coming back in 2 weeks' time. But before we get into further announcements, one big announcement right now is the offer that is now available on newearthteachings.com. So you can enter the promo code FORUM20, okay, so all capital letters, FORUM20, and receive 20% discount off any session or product on newearthteachings.com. Okay, this includes private sessions, this includes the full body light code activation, this includes the products that are on New Earth Teachings, so all sessions and all products are available now for a 20% discount on newearthteachings.com. So the light code activations in my sessions have been very, very busy. So it's good to grab these now while it's available, because I get booked up pretty quick, but I do have some time coming up here. So again, just go to newearthteachings.com. And the offer is valid until April 22nd. So we're good till end of day on Monday, and then this offer will expire. So again, if you want to look into a product or a session and get that 20% discount, you'll just see here on the shopping cart page, you just enter the promo code right here where it says FORUM20, all in capital letters. Apply that, and you'll be able to get a 20% discount off your purchase. So that is available right now. So we'll move on now to our next announcement.
Alien visitors are real. They are really visiting Earth. They are really visiting human beings. And there are good ones and there are bad ones.
Your own sun is calibrating constantly for a set of instructions that interact and transmute together with your DNA. Okay, so again, just go to empoweredlight.com. We still have quite a lot of tickets available for this upcoming expo. As I said, I'll be leaving next week to participate in the Empowered Light Expo. And again, that's happening in Oaks, Pennsylvania, right next to to Philadelphia. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be an exciting time. As I said, I'm going to be doing a presentation with Adronis, and he also is going to be talking about the new Earth moving into fourth density. And of course, the second presentation will be cellular body regeneration and light codes. So those are going to be two super exciting events, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, you can go to empoweredlight.com and go ahead and get your tickets. It's going to be a great event. And for our final announcement, oops. Sorry guys, that was the wrong button. Here's the right button. Okay, here we go. Sacred Site Tours, Expand Mind and Spirit. And again, this is the upcoming South Africa tour that I'll be doing with Michael Tallinger come September. And again, as I've talked about in previous broadcasts, where it's going to feature Michael Tallinger giving his own perspectives and research on the sacred sites that we're going to be visiting. And like I said, what I'm going to be doing is channeling Adronis as well too, and Adronis is going to bring in his own perspective also. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be working with everybody in part of the tour group, and I will be working with opening up their third eye. I'll be clearing out their chakra centers and just getting them to experience third eye vision. And then we're going to sit in a circle in many of these tours and guiding you through spirit so that you can remote perceive what a lot of these ancient sites look like thousands of years ago. And we're going to conduct organic research as well too. So that's something that's never been done. So it's going to be really, really amazing to have this whole experience. Like I said, it's like being on an adventure, going on to this South Africa tour. So like I said, if you guys have the means, please come and join us. There's still some spots available. We have we've got quite a few people that are already going to be coming along. So we're looking to fill all of this up. So again, if you guys want a once-in-a-lifetime adventure, this is it. This is going to be an incredible experience. I'm going to have my video camera with me. I'm going to be filming a lot of stuff as well too. But again, there's nothing that really brings about the thrill when you're seeing all of this with your own eyes, when you're experiencing it with your own senses. This is going to be incredible. So again, come and join us. Go to wonderworld.vacations/South Africa with michaeltallinger.html. And again, you can book through the Sacred Site Tours. We're going to have an amazing time, so I'm really looking forward to it. Okay. And on the chat, Glowing Gemini, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I really appreciate that. Blessings to you. All right, so it looks like people are already getting ready to ask Adronis questions. We'll be getting into the Q&A here very shortly, everybody. The first thing we're going to do, of course, is the main presentation. So let me just kind of organize my desk here a bit. There we go. Okay. We're going to be getting into the main presentation. Again, it is referred to as the New Earth Forum. So Adronis is going to be bringing in some insight here. Then we'll be getting into the Q&A. So when I get to the Q&A, I'll just be going up to the top of the chat and going all the way down, right? So I'm going to do what I can to fly through the questions as best as I can to try and be brief. Same with Adronis, he'll be brief as well too. So basically what I could suggest is the questions you ask, guys, try and keep it brief so that we can have as many questions answered as possible altogether, okay? So I will go ahead now and take a moment to connect with Adronis, and he will come through and we'll be speaking about the New Earth Forum. Here we go. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, and we send love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. What we would like all of you to do at this time is simply allow yourselves to get relaxed, get comfortable, and tune in to the vibrations of Sirius, so that you may synchronize, harmonize, and align to all of the information that we have to share. Also understand that all the information that we shall provide today is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. We have elaborated in great depth as it pertains to the idea about what is taking place upon your planet. Firstly, you must understand that what is taking place upon your planet is a great amount of shall we say, spiritual light that is shining brightly upon your world. You have reached the culmination. You're reaching the end of a cyclic circle here. And as you're starting to reach the end of this cyclic circle, you are entering the brightest zone of this circle. And you are therefore experiencing all of this light being shined upon the earth by higher dimensional beings, by celestial planes, by other forms of fabrics of dimensions that are interlocking and interweaving themselves together upon your plane. Your grid is being reformatted. Your entire planet is being shifted. And this light that is coming upon your planet through Stargate transmission, through the reintegration of fabrics throughout other dimensional planes that are aligning and interlocking together with your world now, are shining bright spiritual light upon this entire world. And so, this timing of what is taking place relating to the light casting itself upon your world is going to completely uplift all shadows. It is not about the idea of these shadows on your planet that are feeling that they are going to be safe should they have some type of deeper obstruction. No. This light that is coming upon your world will not miss any obstruction of shadow. Every part of this planet is going to get hit by light. And again, this light can also be the idea of revealing, a revealing of truth. And this, again, as we have talked about before, is what your planet is going through. This is why you have received such the, shall we say, agendas that have been buried under your planet for so long. This is why many of you have noticed that your Church of Notre Dame, pertaining to the idea of it being caught on fire, is one of the biggest signs that is letting you know the light is coming upon the planet and the old will fall. When you look in regards to that particular symbol of the idea of the Church of Notre Dame, which on a religious level has really been the heart center of religion, and that it has been put ablaze. And when that particular symbolism is taking place, this is letting you know that the old is burning to the ground. It does not matter if they try to rebuild it. That's not the point. What is being said here is that when you look at such a symbolism like that, it is letting you know that everything relating to the old ways, the old agendas, the old suppression, the old conflicts, all of the old corruption on this planet that has reigned for thousands and thousands of years is now going up in flames. This was an intentional, shall we say, sign that was being brought forward. It certainly was planned. It certainly was, in that sense, organized to take place. One would say, in that sense, that it is an attack against the old establishment. It is an attack relating to what you would know as your deep state or your cabal. The alliance was responsible for this. Basically, you could say that the intensity of a 9/11 was therefore being brought back to those who caused 9/11. And so, through what has happened through the heart of the Notre Dame Church is a 9/11 based event that is therefore being imposed upon the deep state, the cabal. That was the alliance's own warning, a sign of times to which their empire will fall. The deep state's empire is falling, and it will crumble to the ground. And so this is the idea of what you would know as the ashes that are falling to the ground, and therefore a phoenix will rise from the ashes. and that is going to represent yourselves. So you will continue to see these signs. This will not be the only one. There will be more that will continue. They will be, again, what you would consider to be through the cabal or your deep state or your corruptors, etc. That many of these sacred monuments to themselves will continue to have, again, shall we say, messages placed upon them, letting them know that their empire is falling. This is the idea of what you would refer to as karmic rebound. And that is exactly what's happening to much of your deep state, your cabal in that particular way. This is all a sign of a boomerang effect, that what goes around comes around, and now they are, in that sense, getting hit by this karmic boomerang. And that's what this particular symbol represents through the idea of the Notre Dame Church. The Notre Dame Church was brought into flames, was placed in this form of symbolism to letting you know changes are taking place. The old regime is falling. They are dying. And that there are going to be new establishments, new transformations taking place in the times ahead. This, again, is letting you know of the signs to look for. We have termed this as what you would know as the membrane that is in between third and fourth density. And that when you come to the edge of this membrane, you will see all of these things falling. You will see all of these things coming into a state of exposure and crumbling to the ground. When you are moving into fourth density, as we have talked about before, it is a flawless, seamless process. You will simply be here, and then you will simply be there. The new earth that has been prepared for you. There are no current humans living on that earth at this time. Not until the shift. So that particular earth is going to be completely repopulated. This is a repopulation agenda. We are not talking about depopulation. That's not what's happening. We are talking about a repopulation agenda. This has even been spoken of thousands of years in your past pertaining to your prophets and to your seers and your scribes, where again, there will be a new heaven and a new earth. That is what's taking place. This is why there has always been a challenge with us and many others to giving you an exact date about when this will happen. Some people say, well, this may happen before 2024 or 2025 or before 2030, or it might just happen before 2020. No one really knows because here's the thing. Nobody has ever been given a date. This includes the angels, the archangels. If you ask them, they don't even know. Because you could ask Archangel Michael, you could ask Archangel Uriel, or Raphael, or Gabriel, well, when is this shift supposed to take place? When are we supposed to move into fourth density? All they will tell you is, soon. Well, how soon is soon? What's the date? When's this going to happen? We don't know. It's not our call. The call comes from Spirit. The call comes from God. The call comes from Mother, Father, Divine. That is the one that's making the call. That's the one that's deciding when fourth density Earth comes together. All that we can share is it will be the culmination to end this generation and start off a new generation for those that now populate fourth density Earth. But there are beings in all of these different dimensions, including ourselves, that do not have an answer as it relates to an exact date. If that was available, we would tell you. That's not available. Because again, it is up to Spirit. It is up to God. It is up to Mother and Father Divine. It is up to the one infinite Creator. They decide when it is time for the worlds to split, for people to be gathered off the earth and placed upon this new earth, which means people will disappear from third density reality. Like that. That's what's taking place. One moment a person will be here, the next moment they will be on fourth density earth. But it will be such a seamless transition, they don't even know what's happening. Because the new earth will look very much like this current earth. You will be here one moment, and you will be on that earth the next. Those who have been selected. Those who are again in the alignment to move across the rainbow bridge to go into the next fourth density earth. Well, Adronis, how do we know that we're the ones that were chosen to go to fourth density earth? Well, we've already told you this over and over and over and over again. If you truly want to be an inhabitant of fourth density earth, you're working on yourself. You're bringing in love, compassion, assistance, support, forgiveness. You are lifting yourselves up, and you're moving yourself towards that rainbow bridge. And those that go very deeply into this rainbow bridge will go into a waiting room. It's like a waiting room where, again, the screen door shuts behind you, and you are able to witness all the things that are happening on third density earth. But you will not be involved with it. It's the idea of a transition. Like you're walking through a tunnel, in another analogy, and you're seeing all of these images. You're seeing all of these events, all these perspectives that are happening to a third density planet. And that will eventually subside. When you basically leave third density Earth, the idea of this planet and its affairs will no longer be a part of your life. You will come upon a new Earth, and everything feels like it will transform very rapidly, very quickly, in a great state of acceleration. You will start to see, as you term, progress happening very quickly. That people are coming together. That there is so much love being brought upon the planet. That there is an increase in the ability of ones who are able to go out into nature, to connect a lot more deeply. That you are noticing a greater increase in your psychic abilities. That you're able to communicate with other beings in other realms. That you feel this energy within yourself that senses a great lightness within yourself. This is the aspect of an ascension that you can term as a third to fourth density transition. Now, we term it as advancement, but it can also be seen as ascension as well, too. Others can also see this as a harvest. This is exactly what your Jesus has talked about. And again, we will recite a particular form of parable that he talked about. That when you look at the field has a combination of weeds and wheat. And people may ask the owner of this field, did you not sow good crop? Where did the weeds come from? And he replies, an enemy did this. And so they offer to clear out the weeds for him. He says no, because we must allow the weeds to grow. As the weeds reach a particular form of culmination, they can be pulled out without sacrificing any of the wheat. And that is what's taking place. All of this corruption, the people in that sense who are aligned to the base vibration of reality, who want to manipulate, who want to control, who are corrupt to the bone, represent these tall weeds in the field. But when this started, the weeds were small. And so if you start to pluck out the weeds when they're small, you risk sacrificing the wheat along with it. The wheat would represent that which you term as the meek or the righteous. And so what needed to be done was to allow this to grow over time so that the weeds themselves are no longer intertangling themselves with the wheat. So the weeds can easily be pulled out, as can the wheat, and nothing is being damaged as it relates to the harvest. This is what the harvest means, is that you are being reaped, and that you would understand that where you're going in the transitory process from one density to another, angels are taking you and instantly implanting you into the fourth density earth, which means that you're being harvested. You're being reaped from the field, and you're not being intertangled with the weeds that are going to be left in the field. And then the angels are going to be pulling the weeds out of the ground, putting them together in a large stack, and burning them up. What that means in that sense is that those that are the weeds of this planet will stay with the complete and total disasters that they create for themselves. Because all that is in their heart is the idea to control and manipulate and frighten and act out in great levels of violence if they're not getting what they want. If they feel they're losing their control, they will act violently. Therefore, their violence is going to come back upon themselves. Now, your own Jesus referred to this as those who are, again, the weeds, will be stacked up, piled up, and thrown into the fiery furnace, where there will be much weeping and gnashing of teeth. And again, this is letting you know that those that do not follow a path of love, those who do not follow a compassionate path, will stay with what they create, and they will create their own literal hell. That's what's being stated here, is that those that cannot follow love will create their own hell, and they will stay with what they have created. That is the entire parable in this form of understanding. So, many of you that are listening to this broadcast right now are the wheat, and you will therefore be harvested at the end of this generation, and you will be instantly placed upon the fourth density earth. One world will not be aware of the other, which means that when you go into fourth density earth, you are not being made aware about what's happening in the events of the third density earth. And the third density earth will not be aware about what's taking place in the fourth density earth. You will be worlds apart. This is a physical splitting of worlds, which means there will be two-dimensional earths. Another earth will come through, again, another specific location, you can term it, but it's living right next to the third density earth. And that's what the splitting of worlds is. This is what we have termed as planetary mitosis, is the idea of the splitting of the cells. In this case, it's the splitting of the planets, the splitting of the worlds. Here's the third density earth right here. Here's the fourth density earth right here. Neither will be aware of each other, because you cannot go into third density earth because you're no longer functioning in that vibration unless you lower your frequency. You have to lower your frequency to being able to connect with that third density earth through some type of perception. And some of you may be able to do this, but you may not want to hold that vibration for too long because, again, it feels very, very dense. This is, again, why we say that when there are those who are channeling us, connecting with us, that we are helping to uplift them so that it does not feel like such a dense, shall we say, interaction between ourselves and yourselves. So this is why Brad himself has been configured in a way to moving his energy up into a certain elevation to connect with us. A halfway point, you could say. So yes, that still will be possible for some, is that they may be able to lower their vibration a certain way to a halfway point to where they can communicate with others on third density earth. But as it pertains to physical reality, no planet will be aware of the other. Third density earth will be its own earth. Fourth density earth will be its own earth. It's like with us, existing within the star of Sirius. Right now, you could not possibly come into the star of Sirius and visit us in that way as you term physically. You would need to adjust yourself. You would need to go through a great amount of vibratory adjustments with your body in order for you to even step into our domain. Well, that's exactly how it works together with fourth density Earth and third density Earth. Fourth density Earth are those who have therefore been harvested. Their entire body is now of a different configuration. Your configuration of your body is not compatible to moving into a third density Earth. You're simply not compatible. You would be, in that sense, a lighter frame coming into a much denser frame, and you would be crushed by its own weight. It couldn't be done. So this is exactly what's happening, is when you're moving past the harvest, when you're going into the ascension of moving past the third density Earth into the fourth density Earth, your body, your mainframe, is now of a completely different design. It is a design that is now configured for fourth density Earth. And again, you will experience a very different world. You will experience a world where realities can communicate with you personally, where you're actually able to look at overlays of images and you're able to walk towards that image of perception. Now, again, as we stated, you're still going to be looking at an Earth that is pretty much identical to the Earth that you're on right now, but it is much more lighter. You're going to see, again, a lot more transition of positivity, of coming together, of unification when you move on to that world. It literally will be a kingdom of heaven. You're going to see yourselves moving past the need for technology. You're going to work on developing yourselves as truly empowered beings. There will be no lies between you. You will be able to feel a person and know exactly what they're feeling, knowing exactly what they're thinking. This is all part of graduation. It is becoming an advanced human. So that is what's taking place as it pertains to a fourth density Earth. You will build foundations. You will create communities. Yes, you will still work. Yes, you will still operate. Yes, you will still go through certain levels of challenges, as we've talked about before, but they will not be to the degree of what you experienced in a third density Earth. Because that third density Earth has its weeds. And what you have been doing is you've been sharing a planet with the corrupt. That's not going to happen when you move into fourth density. Fourth density Earth will be without corruption at all. Because the ones that are being chosen for fourth density Earth to occupy that sphere will be without corruption. Which means that your children will be, shall we say, head runners into moving into fourth density. The children will mainly go first. They're the ones going first because they are the most pure to spirit. And then again, certain adults will be going afterwards. The ones that follow a heart path. The ones that follow love. Well, Adronis, can you be more specific about this in regards to exactly what type of specificity relating to love that we have to do? No. Because again, it all comes down to the simple. Are you corrupt? Do you, in that sense, crave power? Do you want to manipulate people? Do you have any particular love for yourself or for others? So if you basically, in that sense, have these feelings of odds against love, no, you're going to stay right here. If you want to manipulate people, if you want to corrupt people, if you want to, in that sense, completely cut yourself off from being able to aid yourself or others, this is where you belong. There's no place for you on a fourth density Earth when you feel like you have a corruption, where you feel you can use people, where you feel you can manipulate, and you try to feel that you're better than everybody else, or you feel that you're worse than everybody else. Neither of those people would go to fourth density Earth. This is all about, again, as your Jesus put it, the righteous, or the meek. Those are the ones that are inheriting the earth. They are ones who will assist others. They do not care about so much of the money in their pockets. They do not care about material wealth. They do not carry on it and feel like that's all there is to life, is to have material, have material, have material. And if you're obsessed with material, that's your driving force in life, you're going to stay right here. This is all about people who are looking to start community, who are willing to work together with people, who are building strong foundations of love and companionship and appreciation. Love for yourself, love for each other, love for your planet, love for the Creator. Those are the ones that are going to fourth density Earth. Now again, we get the other big question. Adronis, what about my family? What about my partner? What about these people who are very conceited and are very selfish? We just answered your question. It doesn't matter if they're in your family circle or not. If they, again, are manipulative, if they are not willing to assist others, if they crave so much of the material plane, it does not matter if it's in your family line or not. They are not in alignment to going to the new earth. That's how it works. They're the weeds. Does not matter if they're family. Does not matter if they're friends. Does not matter if they're companions. Does not matter if they're co-workers. Does not matter if it's your boss, etc., 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 etc. Those in that way that choose to show themselves vibrationally will be the ones that move into the next earth, who are about love, compassion, unity, community, assistance, support. Those are the ones that the Creator wants in fourth density. And those are the ones that are naturally walking this rainbow bridge, and they don't even question the idea of saying, oh, am I going to go to the next earth or not? No. When you're constantly questioning that, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the work that you do. You don't trust your heart. You don't trust your emotions. And so you flip-flop because you are not understanding what it takes to move into a greater graduation of being. This is not even just about the idea of this particular shift in particular. It's all about being able to understand the type of person that you are. Who do you see yourself becoming? Do you see yourself as a loving person who cares about others, who wants to assist, who wants to help, who wants to work with their earth, who wants to build new foundations that are in complement to their world? Or do you feel that you're a person who wants to use people, who wants to manipulate, who wants to follow greed, who is all about materialism, who again flaunts their energy and it continues to segregate? They use people, they have sexual lust, and all they want to do is vampire energies. Well, guess what? You're staying here. This is what we can share. You have to start looking into yourself, and you need to start understanding what type of person you are. Nobody's going to tell you what type of person you are. You have to discover that through yourself. You have to see exactly, what is my day like? Every single morning I wake up, what do I do? Do I help people? Do I speak with people and offer my assistance? Do I bring love to my space? Do I bring love to the planet? Or do I feel like I have vendettas? Do I feel I need to curse this person because they did this to me? Do I feel that I need to make more money? I need to have more materialism. I need to have more greed. I need to control people today. Well, those are the type of people that are staying right here. This is again where you're attempting to look at the analogy of the wheat from the weeds. The weeds, again, will basically entangle everything up and trying to destroy everything in its path. The wheat represent, again, the innocence of what can be consumed, The innocence in that sense about what can bring about great health and great prosperity. That's really what you're looking at. You're basically, in that sense, separating the chaff from the wheat. And that's what's taking place. That's the entire analogy as it pertains to the harvest. Just as the law of one was talking about the idea of harvest. That basically, this third density body of yourself dies. And the fourth density body awakens. So, it's like a snake that's shedding its skin. The third density body dies. The fourth density body goes into that new earth. So, it may seem like people are disappearing, or it may even seem like people are transitioning. It all depends upon the person. It all depends upon the circumstances. Basically, you will have people upon that time of the harvest that may transition themselves, leaving their third density body and inhabiting a new body in fourth density earth. But as we're talking about right now, as it stands in this moment of your time, there is no human occupying fourth density earth. There are animals that are there. There is vegetation that is there. There are elements and minerals that are there, just like your earth, but there's no humans yet. So you could understand this fourth density earth as a Garden of Eden, because here's the thing. Humans in the ancient past once inhabited this earth. And then they left that earth, they went into a decline, and they went into a third density earth because their energy was becoming too dense. And so again, they needed to work over time to come into this grand harvest that's taking place right now, the splitting of worlds. And this needs to happen because the corruption on your planet has gotten too great. It is impossible for you to try and salvage the modern systems that you use on a daily basis to try and clean them up. Can't be done. There is too much corruption. There is too much weeds that are, shall we say, intermixing together with the grain, and it is impossible to separate it. Those systems have to die. And that again is what's happening with the third density earth. You cannot rebuild these same modern systems. You need to start from the ground up and create again. So you have to let the old die entirely. The third density body, for those that are transiting in the fourth density body, is going to die. And you're going to move into a fourth density body. And it will be instant, as we stated. Like a snake shedding its skin. This third density body, for those that are moving into the fourth, will die. We can guarantee that. Let that sink in for a moment. You will no longer be operating in the current body that you are operating in right now. Either that, again, will disappear from reality and transition yourself directly into the fourth density body, or this third density body will actually transition and your soul will go instantly into the fourth density body. That's something we haven't revealed before. We have come close to the idea, again, as we've told you, like a snake shedding its skin. What happens when a snake sheds its skin? What happens to the old skin? It gets left behind because it's dead. And the new snake now starts to slither among the grass and goes back into its domain. Well, that's exactly what's happening to you. The shedding of the skin will take place at the time that the doors open to moving from third density to fourth density. Again, there is no date for this, but that is what's taking place. These doors will open up for man. So, you could say that the fourth density earth has been in preparation for man's return, because as we've stated, you have been there before, and very long time ago. You're coming back to an earth that you have left before. And you're coming back to it again. And it will be very much like this earth. There will be animals. There will be plants, there will be insects, there will be minerals, there will be elements, yes. And now man will come upon that planet as a fourth density being. This again is why you're creating this bridge between third and fourth density. This is why we term your Earth right now as a fourth density compliant planet that happened back in 2016. That many of you are crossing this rainbow bridge, and you will again go into this, shall we say, waiting area. The screen door will be closed behind you, and you will have no interaction with the material world. You'll just be walking through it. You'll no longer be a part of this world. You have now decided to let it go. So you're just walking through. You're using the material world as a tool, and you're able to put it down at any particular point. It does not dominate you. It does not control you. It does not manipulate you. You use it as a tool. You set it down and saying, okay, time for me to go to the next earth. And now it happens. Again, as we state, you will not know when it comes. It will come like that. Your own Jesus, in that sense, also said, it's like a thief coming in the middle of the night. You will not know when this thief is coming. But nonetheless, let yourself be prepared. Which means continue to love. Continue to work together in harmony. Bring compassion into your life. Work together with others. Help others as you are helping yourself. If you do this, that's all that's required. This is simple. But you have to work past the debris that you're holding on to. It's as if Brad stated just yesterday with one of his videos that many of you hold on to your traumas because you work to bury them. You do not work to harmonize them. If you continue to only bury your traumas, and your traumas become stronger and stronger and stronger until you feel like you're going crazy, guess what? You stay here. Because you're not light enough to make that shift. So you need to work on those emotions. You need to work on those traumas. Because if you don't work upon them, every single cycle that comes, they're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until they overtake you. And now you really can't even present yourself to anybody else because you feel you're too unstable. You have to avoid people. And that's not the idea here. You're not here to avoid people. We're not saying that you need to be the king or queen of gossip, but you are not basically completely putting yourself into a state of abandonment. You are not being isolated from the rest of the world. You're not putting up boards on your house, boarding up your windows, boarding up your doors and saying, nobody come in here because I can't handle it. No one come in here because I can't handle it. Guess what? You stay right here. It is important for you to know that. If you do not lighten yourself up, you will not make the journey from one density to another. You'll stay behind. The emotions, the trauma that you hold is a weight. It is an effect that is happening to you. It's like having balls and chains cuffed to your feet, cuffed to your wrists, cuffed to your chest, and you feel you cannot even move. That's the weight of your emotions. Those that want to move past harvest are working with their emotions. So what do? You bring love into the equation. You put so much love into your heart that it melts away the emotions. We have told you this before, many times. You work with love. If you are not serious about this, then you really have no interest in even going to the next earth. You only want to go to the next earth to save yourself. That's not what this is about. It's not about saving yourself. It's not about saving your hide. You are not growing spiritually because you think it fits a means to an end. You'll stay here. If you are truly committed to a spiritual life, you need to start living spiritually. You need to start bringing love into your heart, because love is what you're made out of. You contain the particles of God within you. That's how powerful you are. And as you contain these particles, you are able to channel a great amount of love into yourself. Love that is beautiful. Love that is monumental. Love that is universal in size. And you are using that love to seriously clear yourself out. People, take this seriously. Do not think that what we are doing here is something to come through to entertain you. We're not here to entertain you. We're not here to tell you that this is some type of a joke. We're not here to tell you that this is all just make-believe. This is truth. If you want to move into another earth that represents love and unity and compassion, don't you think just maybe you need to be that yourself? That's what's being said here. If you are not following a life of love, compassion, and unity, you're not in alignment to go to another earth that is all about that. It's like trying to go into this big house where everybody inside this house represents a certain energetic of freedom, where everybody is loving and laughing and enjoying themselves together. And all of a sudden there's this very bitter person that knocks on the door and says, "Hey, yeah, I want to come in. I want to join this party." And you can sense the fumes in this person that represent anger, that represent resentment, that represent greed, that represent corruption. And the person at the door says to that one, "Sorry, this is not a place for you. We don't know who you are. We cannot let you in." And the door is closed. That person doesn't belong there. That person reeks of all corruption, of all manipulation. They work to use people. They're all about greed and the material, and that's not what this house stands for. This house is working together with each other. You're communicating with each other. You're having love and compassion with each other. You're building things together. You're enjoying life. That's what fourth density is. It cannot open its doors and let somebody in when they're not of that vibrational frequency to do that. So we really don't know how to make this any more clearer to you. Is that it is about love, and you have to feel this for yourself. Stop thinking that another person can tell you where you are. They don't know you. You know you. Yes, there are people who can help. Yes, there are people who can guide. Yes, there are people who can assist, but they don't know you. They're not living your life. You have to know who you are. Are you a loving person, a compassionate person that can come into this earth to offer that love and build together with each other? Or are you a person so committed to greed and manipulation that, again, you stay exactly where you are? This is what you have to feel through yourself. If you don't know yourself, you need to put a pause on everything that you're doing right now. And you need to start looking inside yourself. You need to take this sincerely and honestly and dedicate yourself to who you feel you are. And what can you do to bring this love into yourself? This flight to fourth density is about to take off, which means that this is a window of opportunity. And this window of opportunity, this flight, as it were, is getting smaller. Its queue is getting smaller. The window is shrinking. And it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller every day. which means you don't really have any time left. You need to start working upon yourself, and you need to dedicate yourself to your loving practices. You need to dedicate yourself to this. Do you notice how we're saying dedicating yourself? Not just saying, oh, just take this somewhat seriously if you want to. No, you're not going to get anywhere with that. You need to stop what you're doing, and you need to work upon yourself and align yourself. You stop worrying about your bills. You stop worrying about your mortgages. You stop worrying about where your money is coming from. You stop worrying about your material things. You stop worrying about your relationships. You stop worrying about your family or where your friends going to be. Are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? Are these people going to go? Are these people going to go? Stop and look at yourself. Work upon yourself. As you become that live vibration, now you can start to work together with others. You cannot help the world if you are ill-equipped to being unable to help them. You need to work with yourself, bringing that love in. That's the most important thing. Please take this seriously. Stop what you're doing and work on yourself. Bring love to your heart. Any appointments, any busy things, cancel it. I'm coming into work today. No, I'm not. Cancel it. I'm working on myself today because that's what's most important. My love is more important than my work. My love is more important than my money in my pocket. My love is more important than the material world. My love and dedication to spirit is more important than friends and family. It is. Because where do you think friends and family come from? It comes from spirit. It comes from the divine. It comes from the Creator. It comes from the Mother, Father, God. That's how powerful your spirituality must be. Spirit comes first. See the pentagram in front of you. Spirit is hierarchy. Spirit is at the top. It is not the other way around, where spirit is at the bottom. For those who turn their pentagrams upside down will stay here. For those who see the pentagram where spirit comes first, will go to fourth density Earth. We thank you for this interaction, and we will now conclude and return to the conduit, and we will begin your question and answer period. We thank you. Okay, wow. So that was some very powerful, incredible information from Adronis. And again, thank you very much, Adronis, for bringing that information in. This really sets things into perspective, guys. I really don't know how Adronis can bring in a much more clearer message to everybody relating to this, right? We try to keep it simple. We try to keep it easy to understand, right? We're not trying to complicate people with, outrageous spiritual philosophies that have no basis or anchor into this world about what you can do. We want to try and keep it very personable, very much in relationship to all of you, okay? So now we're going to go up into Q&A. Like I said, I'm going to do what I can to kind of fly through the questions here really, really quickly to try and get as many people as we can. Ascension Codes, thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate that. Blessings to you. Okay. So this is one from Marie, I should say. Sorry, Marie. My question is, what will happen to my atheist boyfriend and all other non-believers when we shift and ascend? Well, again, this is kind of what Adronis says. In a nutshell, very simply, they stay where they are, right? If there is no love, it's not about having not to be an atheist, right? You can certainly be an atheist, and you can still transcend yourself into higher dimensions because you have love in your heart, because you have love in your soul. It's not about identifying and saying that a person of a certain religious context won't make it into the next dimension. That's not true. Right? Doesn't matter if you're atheist, doesn't matter if you're Christian, doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, doesn't matter if you're Catholic, doesn't matter if any of these things. If you truly are a loving person, you love yourself, you love other people, you want to help other people out, you'll go, right? That's how it works. Like I said, spirit is the one that decides for you to go. Spirit makes the call. but it's making the call based upon vibrational frequency about the type of person that you are. Okay, so if that particular boyfriend of yours, Marie, is a very loving person and wants to help people out, feels love in his heart, wants to help others, wants to grow and expand himself, he'll be fine. He'll go exactly where he needs to go. But if he's very much conceited and feels like he's against everybody and that he's manipulating people, he's greedy, he's selfish, no, he stays exactly where he is right here. Okay, so that's the brief answer to the question. Okay. Here's one from Cloud. It's a donation. Thank you very much, Cloud. God is love, and we know we are from God, and we are love. Brad, thanks. Love God, self, then others. God, help me. Okay. Well, here's the thing. The aspect of the Creator, of the Father, of the Mother, of God, is always with you, right? They are never away from you. We basically, again, get into this mentality of feeling that we're abandoned, that we're left behind, that we have nobody to help here. But it's our own fear that creates that veil. In fact, I was just doing a session yesterday with a client of mine who felt that way, who basically felt that they were abandoned on this planet, that they had nobody. And I put them through an exercise, and I said, well, look at that veil. See how that veil now turns transparent. And now, do you see anybody on the side of that veil? They said, no, I didn't. And I said, okay, well, here's what we want to do. What would you love to see right now on the other side of that veil? They said, an angel. Okay, let's imagine a beautiful angel with a perfect face, a beautiful presence, light shining everywhere. Does your belief system accept that angel that you can now see at the other end of the veil? They said yes. And I said, okay, see that angel now. Guess what happened? They got to see that angel. So do you see exactly what this is saying? Your own beliefs and your own fears and your own heavy emotions of trauma are sabotaging you. That's why you have a thick membrane of a veil that says you're alone, you're abandoned, and you can't do any of this. Because your fear is creating that. Your emotions, your belief systems have created that prison wall. But at any moment you can go up to that prison wall or that veil or that membrane and touch it. And now it becomes transparent because you allow it to be. And now you come into your alignment. You come to center and say, I'm okay with seeing an angel. I'm okay with seeing a light of God. Let it present itself because I'm okay with this. And now that angel comes. And now that light of God comes. Why? Because you let it in. That's what you did. That's what these emotions do to us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's what they do. They obstruct your reality. Belief systems can be seen as walls. Okay, they are prison walls. And you have created them. Nobody else has created them. You have put yourself through suffering. Nobody else has put you through suffering. And you hold all of these emotions because you therefore give meaning to everything within your reality. People, places, events, things. You categorize them all with meaning. And these meanings can be very harsh because that again is what you're putting together through the state of belief. And your belief becomes these walls. So I tell all of you, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and go up to this wall that you have thickened with your own belief. Touch it and let it be transparent. What do you wish to see at the other end of this wall that is completely in a state of acceptance with yourself? Brad, I want to see an angel. I want to see my loved one on the other side. And you can accept this 100% with no problems whatsoever. Yes, I can. Done. And now they see that loved one. And now they see that angel. Now they see that energy of what they have allowed. That's the power of your consciousness. That's the power of your mind. You need to get behind that. And you want to shrink that wall, thin that veil as much as you can until it's non-existent. And now you can step past that. And now you see a beautiful meadow ahead of you. Why don't you guys do this? That's what I want to ask you all right now. Why aren't you doing this? What's stopping you from doing this? This is your world. This is your reality, right? Yes, we all share a co-creative reality. We're all coming together and sharing things, and we have landscapes and everything like that that we've all really agreed upon. Maybe some of us haven't agreed upon. Nonetheless, we're experiencing it. But again, you're the one that creates your forefront, right? You're the one that makes this happen. So this is, again, what I share with all of you. Please do your inner work. It's so, so, so important. If you live outside, you'll stay with the ramifications of what the outside shows you, because you're not allowing your inside to be aware, made aware of, right? You're constantly contaminating yourself by outside things. And what you see on the outside hits you on the inside, and now your inside says, oh, this person's a victim. This person's a manipulator. They're greedy. And so now it's going to continue to broadcast because you are constantly relying on the outside world. The outside world is nothing. It's the inside world that matters. The inside world is the cause. The outside world is the effect. Please keep that in mind. Okay? Thank you again, Marie, for your question. And Drusilla, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. Blessings to you. Okay. And Cloud, thank you for, again, your statement as well. Kimberly, $15 donation. Thank you very much. Kimberly says, clearing blocks, veil. How can I clear these last blocks? Am I fooling myself, thinking I am close? Again, it's everything that Adronis and I have just stated. Kimberly, you sabotage yourself. You don't think it's possible for you to get past these blocks. Because here's the thing. Here's dirt. Okay, here's us making a hole. Here's our head. And here's us putting all of this dirt upon our head. And now our head's in the sand. And we don't think that we can get out. Poof. Yes, we can. So, you have to make your love equal to or greater than your trauma. Kimberly, go to my newest video, okay? Where I was talking about healing the triggers and clearing the bodies. I explain this in great detail, okay? You are holding yourself back. Your belief systems have been made to be so strong that you don't feel that you're worthy of having love to completely vanquish them all out. You need to start paying attention to what your belief systems are and their intensity. Once you understand their intensity, you now take deep breaths in, you calm yourself down, and you go into your heart. And you keep taking deep breaths until you are calm. Now you go into your heart. Now you see your perfect space. Now you see loved ones. Now you see angels. Now you see all of this beautiful, loving energy that comes into you. And you stay there until you fill your heart with so much love that it's equal to or greater than the fear itself. Okay, so do that. Once your love is as strong or greater than the fear that you've been running from, you now start using that love to completely melt away the fear itself. Sorry, guys, been channeling for so long. Need to get some water. But again, that's how it's done. You put so much love into your heart that you are feeling like you're on cloud 9 right now. You feel like you're lighter than air. You feel beautiful. You feel refreshed. You feel energized. And you take that momentum and you pull up that trauma and you see the love melting it away, okay? I've done this with dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people through the EQ method. It has worked every single time. The only time it has not worked is when a person is not willing to cooperate, is when they're not willing to go into the love space. There's not much I can do for that person until they're willing to go into the love space. Once you go into your love space, your perfect place, your abundance dimension, and you're able to bring all of this love together, I tell that person, get out of your own way and let the love come together. If this is your block right here, push it aside. Say, get out of my way. I'm bringing love in right now. It's very much to, again, like what Bashar, right? Because we probably have a lot of Bashar supporters here. says with a particular word. And this is, again, what I really appreciate about Bashar. He says this word, Shivai. Okay, what does that mean? I am on my path. I am completely in my own divine space. Step aside, for I'm coming through. So when you have that belief system right here, Shivai. And now you go into that energy and you start bringing in this love. Get out of your own way. This is very, very important, because we say, oh, but my beliefs, my hurt, my pain, my emotions. Shh. Get out of your own way and let the love come through. Stop giving your pain power, because that's all you're doing. All of you that are going through this, not just Kimberly, but all of you who are going through this, you're giving your pain power. You keep feeding it. It's like a baby that is horrendous, and you're putting this bottle in their mouth and they're suckling down your energy, your nectar. It's like a parasitic baby, right? And it's getting all of this nectar, it's getting this milk, and it's growing, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Who's feeding it? You are. Shrink it down. And you shrink it down through your love. You tell that parasite, out of my way. I'm coming through. I'm bringing in my love. Shivai. Okay, very, very important. That's what we do. We fill ourselves with so much love, with so much compassion, with so much forgiveness, that now we're able to look at that dread that we create, and our love is so strong, it washes away like it's nothing. That's how powerful your love is. Guys, I am telling you this because I have done this. Okay? My emotions have definitely been in a havoc in the past. Right? I've gone through some hellish things a lot myself. And when I discovered this method and I started putting it into practice, I felt so much relief and so much joy and so much beautiful compassion. That, pain energy melted away instantly, because your love is so strong. For those of you who have never felt love like that, you won't understand. Not until you put so much love, so much compassion in your heart, you think of the brightest, most beautiful things, and you let your heart just contain this pure love. And now it washes away, it melts away all of your conflict, every last drop. And now you feel better. Now you feel amazing. Now you can focus on other areas of your body that require it. And you do this again and again and again and again. Fill your heart with love until it's equal to or greater than the fear. And let that fear be dissolved, washed away by the love. Okay, so please go check out my newest video before this one, which is, again, healing the triggers and clearing the bodies. Okay, thank you, Kimberly, for your question. Okay, I'll move down the list here. Okay, so just a reminder, guys, we're not taking any healing services today, okay? So no healing requests, please. Okay, here's one from Thomas. Adronis or Brad, is subspace controlled by Greys or the Galactic Confederation? Let me bring Adronis in for that one, okay? We thank you very much for the opportunity of your question, Thomas. As it relates to the aspect of subspace, or the veil beyond the surface, it's controlled by neither. It is the idea that there are what you would refer to as deities, or again, watchers, that exist within the subspace that are therefore managing it. Now, there are certainly, yes, organizations, groups, federations that utilize these subspace gateways, or these funnels, to go from different areas of time and space, space and time, in their own way. But no one really controls it. There are certain Stargate apertures, or again, portal systems, that are guarded in certain star systems, that therefore may have certain jurisdiction as it relates to the civilization or federation that is contained within that particular sector, as it were. But as it relates to subspace itself, no. Neither of these factions control it. It is the idea that it is being monitored. It is being watched by other dimensional beings that exist within those domains. And they are therefore the administrators, the watchers, the deities within that particular space. All right? We thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Very good question, too, by the way. Appreciate it. Okay. Greetings, Joanne. Thank you very much. Iram Fomain. Okay. Hi, Brad and Adronis. Thanks for coming to South Africa. Can't wait. Can you kindly assist me with removing... Okay, well, sorry, guys. Like I said, no healing assistance in today's presentation, right? Today is an informative presentation. We're doing insight. We're doing information. We're doing Q&A, okay? Like I said, I'll be doing healing in 2 weeks' time, okay? So you can come back in 2 weeks' time, and I'll be doing some free healing for people, but not today, okay? Today is our presentation day, okay? Moving down the list here. Okay, here's an interesting one from Alona Co. Alona says, greetings from Iceland, Brad and Adronis. Thank you very much. Greetings. Question, about the sacred union of the masculine and the feminine energies. Isn't it one of cornerstones of the fourth density to harmonize these energies within us? It's a good question. Let me bring Adronis in for this one for you, okay? We thank you very much, Alona, for your question. It certainly is, yes. Because again, if you look at a person who is very much lustful, who basically only wants to get the craze, who wants to get the fix as it relates to sex, and there's no real form in regards to love for their particular partner or mate, they stay exactly where they are. Because again, you're not honoring the heart of that partner. You're not honoring their soul. The whole idea and the whole concept to what you turn of the divine masculine and the divine feminine are truly available through both genders. It is not to say that because you are male, you must instantly have 100% masculine, or because you're female, you must instantly have 100% feminine. No, it's the idea that these qualities diverge together with each gender. And so therefore, you can have a woman who is very high in masculinity. You can have a man who is very high in femininity. Nothing is wrong with that. The whole idea is looking into the expression of how two come together to become one. It does not have to be brought forward in just the heterosexuality. It can be brought forward in the bisexuality, and the homosexuality, and the pansexuality, etc. But as long as there is a love, there is a connection to the heart, they feel that other as themselves. That is indeed the transcendence of bringing yourself into oneness. That again is the idea of the divine partnership. So regardless of your orientation, where you truly see that other as one, and you express yourselves in that form of sexual orientation, but that love itself is the, shall we say, paramount aspect of the relationship altogether. So yes, again, those that are very much lustful, that want to bring in their anger or their greed or their forms of, again, lustful desires, carnal pleasures in that way, and have not learned to truly love their partner, will stay exactly where they are. This is very important because, again, when you are basically just formulating a base lust for your partner, where it's all just sex, you don't connect with their heart, you don't even see them as a person, but you see them as a sex object, you're doing damage to that person. You're doing damage to your own energy. And that is a harm. That is actually a sexual violence. When a person, again, is very much in their base chakras, through their lower third, as you would say, and that they are constantly seeing their own partner as a piece of meat, as a sexual object, where they do not care about their feelings, they do not care about their soul, they do not care about their heart, they just want sex. That, again, is sexual violence. That is the idea of taking your pure creative energy and tarnishing it. And a person that is constantly doing that will stay right here. It is about the idea of elevating yourself, as feeling your partner as one, as connecting to your heart, to being able to procreate a new life, to bringing a life together through you. Whether that be a physical life, or whether that feel true consciousness of life flowing through you, based upon your sexual orientations. Both are valid. So again, this is something that you all need to keep in mind. Those who elevate themselves to where they truly feel the connection of oneness between themselves and their other are the ones that move into fourth density because they follow love in their heart. Their partner is part of their soul. They have love for them. They respect them. They appreciate them. And their partner does the same. And therefore, that is a sacred union. The two becoming one. We thank you very much. Okay, very good. Thank you very much again for your question. Let me just go back to where I was here. Okay. So Lona, thank you very much for your question. Okay, well, Jonah, thank you very much for your post here. Thank you for all that you do and for being here as well too. Like I said, I only do what I do, guys, because you're here with me as well, right? I love what I do, but doing it in this particular form, in this particular way, it's because of you guys that I do this. So I'm very, very happy to do it. Eric says, "Sup, Brad? Not much. I'm just enjoying my space right now, enjoying all of you. That's what's up." Okay. Okay, here's one here from DP. DP says, "Hi, question for Adronis, please. What is best for people to do when they have always had a lack of abundance in financial manifestations?" Okay, thank you, DP. One moment. We thank you very much, DP, for your question. Well, here's the thing. Many of you feel that your manifestations that you need to bring in will often relate to the idea of finances. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but because many of you are so tied into your financial aspects, you basically want to see it coming together through a certain way. There needs to be some type of validation or logical or rational way about how your money is coming together. And again, this is what taints you. When you are open to all aspects of something like financial abundance to come together into your life, it will come. Some of you, again, don't believe that as soon as you check your mailbox outside in your front yard, all of a sudden you get this check and it's for a substantial amount of money. You think that's impossible. When we say that is quite possible. We would say that as long as you open all of the doors to your financial abundance, and you are, again, honoring your value to know that anything can come to you in any particular amount that you wish, that can come together. But again, when you're looking at abundance, it does not just relate to your finances. It relates to everything. When you open your hearts up, when you allow your value to become boundless, all of these opportunities of energy come forward. Someone can gift you. You can have new friendship. You can meet a new partner. You can go on a trip. You can discover this wonderful ability within yourself that you did not know was there before. The possibilities are endless. It does not always have to be about finances. But many of you crave the idea of finances because you feel, well, that's how the world goes around. No, that's the world that you've decided to cooperate with. Which means there are other parts of your world that does not use finances at all. You've simply agreed to be part of the system. Because you've agreed to be part of the system, you therefore concern yourself about finances. If you want to be part of the system, that's fine. You want to bring great financial abundance to yourself, that's fine. But as we stated, keep all of the doors open. It's like being in an oval space, and you have all of these doors all around you. Keep every single one of them open, and allow the energy that comes through those doors to come directly to you. So be open and see your value as boundless. And now it's like an infinity symbol here. It can now come together in any way, in any substantial amount, and I can also allow my abundance to come together in any particular way past just the idea of financial abundance. And now it's infinite. That's it. That's all you have to do. You are making certain, which means your faith is off the scale, that this will come together in this way, and you're invoking it. I command that all of the doors of abundance be open, and I command that all of this energy of great abundance come upon me, that benefit myself, that honor my path, that complement me. Let this present, and it will. Let it go, and let the universe do its work. And now that all of these doors are open, you'll receive a great amount of abundance that is not just financial, but in all sorts of topics, all forms of themes that can come to you. But you have to be willing. Your faith must be strong. Your certainty must be strong. Your doors must be completely open to these energies for them to come through. And you will be amazed at what comes through these doors. Because one thing that Spirit does with many of you, or we will say all of you, really, is it likes to surprise you. It will give you something you never expected when you're in the alignment to receive. That's how Spirit likes to do. The Father, the Mother God, the Creator, loves to spoil their children when they believe in the Mother, Father, God, Creator energy. You're going to get spoiled when you, again, commit and dedicate yourself to the Creator. Commit and dedicate yourself to creation. Commit and dedicate yourself to universal harmony. Then the universe is going to start to spoil you. That's how it works. All right? We thank you very much. Okay. It's very true, guys. Okay, everything that Adronis just said, very true. I've been spoiled by the universe many times. So I just say, oh, universe, I'd like to have this coming. Oh, well, Brad, here's this and here's that, right? It's like this gorgeous, beautiful father. He says, oh, you know what, Father, I'd like to have this present. Okay, here it is, bigger than you. Oh, and here's this, and here's this, and here's this on top of that. Because, again, I'm believing in the Father. I'm believing in the Mother, Father, God, the Creator, the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call it, right? And your belief goes beyond belief. It goes into faith. It goes into certainty. And your energy is so strong. And this is what I'm teaching with Spirit Ambassadors, about how to connect with Spirit directly. Your faith and your certainty becomes so strong that, again, on command, your commands become granted, right? This is exactly what I have with Spirit. Anything that I command becomes so. That's my reality right now, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And I'm going to be teaching people how to do this as when I get back from Philadelphia. I'm going to be putting on some Spirit Ambassador classrooms along the West Coast area. I won't be doing these online because it's very, very important that I work with people in person. So I will be looking to come along across the West Coast here within the next few months from Vancouver, BC, going all the way down to California, and maybe going into other areas. If people want to host me, that's a possibility as well too. But I'm going to be teaching everybody about how to directly commune with Spirit, and therefore commanding Spirit in that way. And again, it's all about your certainty. It's all about your faith. You have it expansively, and everything comes to you, and it's the most beautiful thing there is. Okay? Okay, guys, we are almost out of time. Actually, we are out of time. So I do have to wrap up now with all the questions. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here today on the broadcast. And again, check back in 2 weeks' time, where we'll be having another New Earth Teachings live, and I will be doing healing sessions. But again, before I go, remember the offer that's now available, okay, on newearthteachings.com. So again, enter promo code, capital letters, Forum20, and receive 20% discount off any session or product on newearthteachings.com, okay? And the offer is valid until this coming Monday, end of day, this coming Monday, okay? So promo code, all capital letters, Forum20. Again, newearthteachings.com. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend wherever you are. Remember, do your inner work. Stop what you're doing. Start working on yourself. Take this seriously, okay? Dedicate yourself to love, That's what's going to expand you. That's what's going to evolve you into untold levels. Take care. May it be well with you all. Goodbye.